Hey, honey, how was the trip? Did you have fun?
Hi, dear. Oh, the trip was absolutely amazing. I had so much fun being a part of it.
That's great to hear. I'm glad you enjoyed it. What were some of the highlights for you?
Well, we visited some breathtaking locations, explored new cities, and tried delicious local cuisine. The scenery was absolutely stunning, and the people we met were so friendly and welcoming. It was truly an unforgettable experience.
I'm thrilled that you had such a wonderful time. It's always great to see you happy and enjoying yourself. Did you take any memorable photos?
Oh, definitely. I took tons of photos to capture the beautiful moments we had together. I can't wait to show them to you when I get back home. You would love the picturesque landscapes and the vibrant atmosphere.
I'm looking forward to seeing all the pictures and hearing more about your adventures. It's so refreshing to see you filled with joy and excitement. It sounds like this trip was everything you hoped for.
Absolutely, dear. It exceeded my expectations in every way. Thank you for suggesting it and making it possible for us to experience such incredible moments together. It's moments like these that make our bond even stronger.
You're welcome, my love. I'm glad I could contribute to your happiness. We make a great team, and I'm grateful for every adventure we embark on together. Can't wait to have you back home and hear all the stories.
Hey, Ralph. I had such a great time on this trip. I wish you were here with me to experience it all.
I'm glad you had a wonderful time, Theodora. I'm sorry. It's just that something unexpected has come up, and I need to address it. My mother has asked me to move out of the house. She's feeling tired and doesn't want me around anymore.
Ralph, I can't believe your mother is trying to kick us out of our own house. How dare she do that?
I'm just as furious, Theodora. It's our property, and she has no right to make such demands. I think she's using this as an excuse to take over the house and live alone.
This is unacceptable, Ralph. We've worked so hard to build a life together, and now she wants to undermine it. We won't let her get away with this.
You're absolutely right, Theodora. We won't stand by and let her take what is rightfully ours. It's time to take a firm stand and reclaim our house.
We've invested our time, energy, and love into making this house a home, and now she thinks she can just kick us out? I won't allow it. We'll fight back and protect what is rightfully ours.
I'm with you, Theodora. We'll gather all the necessary legal support and make sure our rights are protected. It's time to show her that we won't be intimidated or pushed around.
She needs to understand that we won't back down. We won't let her manipulate us or take advantage of our kindness. Our unity and determination will be our strength.
Absolutely, Theodora. We'll stay strong and united throughout this process. This is our home, and we'll do whatever it takes to defend it. We won't let anyone come between us and the life we've built together.
I'm glad we're on the same page, Ralph. Together, we'll face this challenge head-on and reclaim our house. Our love and determination will prevail.
I couldn't ask for a more supportive and strong partner like you, Theodora. We'll face this obstacle together, and I have no doubt that we'll emerge victorious. Our bond is unbreakable.
Our love and commitment to each other will guide us through this difficult time, Ralph. We'll fight for what is rightfully ours and protect our home. Nothing can shake us when we stand together.
That's the spirit, Theodora. Let's gather our strength and take the necessary steps to reclaim our house. We'll make sure that justice is served, and we can continue building a future together in our home.
I'm ready, Ralph. We'll take back our house and show your mother that we won't be pushed around. Our determination and resilience will overcome any obstacles in our way. We're in this together, always.
Together, we're an unstoppable force, Theodora. Our love will guide us, and our determination will lead us to victory. I'm grateful to have you by my side through thick and thin. Theodora, I've been thinking about what you said earlier, and I understand your frustration. If my mother doesn't intend to return the house to us, maybe we should consider taking legal action.
Ralph, I'm glad you're on board with the idea. It's been months since she moved out, and she never even discussed it with us. I can't believe she would do something like this without any explanation.
I agree, it's unacceptable. But before we jump to legal action, don't you think it would be better if we try to talk to my mother first? I want to understand her reasoning behind taking over the house. There might be some miscommunication or misunderstanding that we're not aware of.
Ralph, we've tried talking to her in the past, and it never went well. She's always been difficult to communicate with, and I don't want to subject ourselves to more frustration. Besides, what reason could she possibly have for taking our house without our consent?
I understand your concerns, but I think it's worth another shot. We're family, and it's important to exhaust all avenues before resorting to legal action. Maybe there's something we're missing here, and if we can have a calm and honest conversation, we might be able to resolve this without escalating the situation.
All right, Ralph, I see your point. But please promise me that if she doesn't provide a reasonable explanation or refuses to cooperate, we won't let this go on any longer. We need to protect our rights and make sure she understands the consequences of her actions.
I promise, Theodora. Our priority is to find a fair resolution, but if it comes to it, we'll take the necessary steps to protect our interests. Let's schedule a meeting with my mother and approach this with patience and open minds. Hopefully, we can reach an understanding and find a solution that benefits everyone involved.
Thank you, Ralph. I appreciate your willingness to address this issue together. Let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. We'll face this challenge as a team and ensure that our rights are respected.
Theodora. Actually, there's something I need to tell you. Remember when you were away and didn't have a place to stay? Well, it turns out that my mother locked the house when I was out and demanded that I leave our home.
What? I can't believe she would do something like that. Why would she lock us out of our own house? What did she say?
I was just as shocked as you are. She didn't give a clear reason, but she was furious when I returned. She accused me of neglecting my duties as a son and claimed that you weren't welcome in our family anymore.
This is outrageous. How could she treat us like this? We've always been respectful and considerate towards her. I can't believe she's being so heartless.
I know, Theodora. It's incredibly hurtful. I tried to reason with her, but she was unwilling to listen. She insisted that I should prioritize her over our own family and demanded that I comply with her wishes.
Ralph, we can't let her control our lives like this. This is our home, and we have the right to live here without interference. We can't allow her to manipulate us or dictate our decisions.
I completely agree, Theodora. We can't let her actions go unchallenged. We deserve to be treated with respect and have our boundaries honored. I'm considering talking to a lawyer to understand our legal options.
That might be the best course of action. We need to protect our rights and ensure that this kind of behavior doesn't continue. It's time to stand up for ourselves and assert our independence.
I love you, Theodora, and I'm sorry you had to go through this. We'll get through this together. Let's gather any evidence we have and consult with a lawyer. We won't let her disregard our rights and make us feel unwelcome in our own home.
Thank you, Ralph. Your support means everything to me. We'll fight for what's rightfully ours and make sure she understands the consequences of her actions. We deserve to live in peace and harmony, and we won't let anyone take that away from us.
Absolutely, Theodora. We'll be strong and resilient. We won't back down until justice is served. Our love and commitment will guide us through this difficult time.
I thought about it and decided to text my mother-in-law the next day to understand this story.
Hi, Mom. It's Theodora. I hope you're doing well. I wanted to talk to you about something that has been bothering me. Recently, when Ralph and I were away from home, you locked the doors and demanded that we leave our own house. I'm confused and hurt by your actions. Can you please explain why you did that?
Hello, Theodora. I understand that you're upset, but I want you to know that I did what I did out of a sense of frustration and concern. Ralph is my son, and I feel that he has forgotten his responsibilities towards me and the family. I raised him and took care of him, and now I believe it's time for him to repay that debt.
I understand that you raised Ralph and took care of him, and I appreciate everything you've done. But locking us out of our home is not the right way to address the issue. We are a family, and we should communicate and resolve problems through open dialogue and understanding.
I agree that my actions may have seemed extreme, and for that, I apologize. But I felt like I had no other way to get Ralph's attention. I'd been feeling neglected and overlooked, and I wanted him to realize the importance of family and our bond.
I can understand your feelings of neglect, but there are better ways to address those concerns. By locking us out, you not only hurt us, but also damaged the trust between us. We value family, and we want to find a solution that respects everyone's needs and feelings.
I see no problem. Ralph is my son. He needs to be held accountable for this. Shouldn't you also understand?
Mom-in-law, I'm furious about the way you have treated us. It was agreed that we would take care of you together, but instead, you intentionally drove us out of our own home and claimed it for yourself. I can't comprehend why you would act so illogically and unjustly.
Theodora, I understand that you're upset, but please try to understand my perspective. I had my reasons for taking such actions. I felt like Ralph was neglecting his responsibilities towards me, and I wanted to make a point.
Your reasons don't justify your actions, Mom-in-law. We had an agreement, and there was no need to resort to such extreme measures. It's unfair and unjust for you to kick us out of our home without any valid reason.
Theodora, I want to make it clear that I believe I am not in the wrong here. Ralph is my son, and he has a responsibility towards me. Regarding the house, I demand that both Ralph and you pack up your belongings by this Sunday. If you fail to do so, I will burn and discard everything, considering it as trash.
Mom, you have no right to touch our belongings or threaten to destroy them. This is our home, and we have rights as tenants. You cannot simply dictate what we should do with our personal belongings.
I understand your frustration, Theodora, but I want to emphasize that this house belongs to our family, and I have my reasons for asking you to remove your belongings. Ralph needs to fulfill his responsibilities towards me, and this is one way for him to show that he acknowledges them.
Mom, I respect your role as Ralph's mother, but that does not give you the authority to meddle in our personal affairs or make unreasonable demands. Burning our belongings is an extreme and irrational action. We will not tolerate such behavior.
It's only natural, Theodora. Since Ralph has been with you, he has completely forgotten about me. He no longer cares or worries about me. So, I believe I am entitled to what rightfully belongs to me, which is this house.
Mom, I am angered by your statement. You should reconsider your stance on this matter because if you continue with your extreme actions, I will not hesitate to involve the police and authorities to address this issue.
Theodora, I want you to understand that I am Ralph's mother. I brought him into this world, and the house is a rightful inheritance for me. Since Ralph has abandoned his responsibilities towards me, I am only claiming what is rightfully mine.
Mom, being Ralph's mother doesn't give you the sole ownership or right to this house. Ralph and I have built a life together, and we have rights as tenants. You cannot simply assert your claim based on emotional ties. We should approach this situation with fairness and respect for everyone involved.
Theodora, I acknowledge your perspective, but as Ralph's mother, I believe I deserve more. I have sacrificed and given so much for him throughout his life. It's only fair that I have a share in this house.
Mom, if you continue to hold on to your own opinion and disregard mine, I will not hesitate to involve the police and seek legal assistance to provide psychological evaluation. I'm not trying to issue a warning, but I want to convey the truth to you. And don't assume that Ralph will come to your aid if you persist in this stubbornness.
Theodora, I understand your concern, but threatening me with legal action is not the solution. I believe in my rights as a mother, and I have my reasons for seeking what I believe is fair. As for Ralph, I have raised him and supported him throughout his life, and I trust that he will understand and support me.
Mom, I respect your role as Ralph's mother, but that doesn't give you the right to trample on our rights or disregard our feelings. Threatening legal action is not something I take lightly, but I'm left with no choice if you refuse to listen and understand our perspective. We want to resolve this amicably, but you leave us no other option.
Theodora, I understand that you're frustrated, but I don't believe I've done anything wrong, so I won't accept this. I stand by my position and will not be swayed by threats or ultimatums. I have my reasons for seeking what I believe is fair.
Mom, if you don't change your opinion and only focus on your own perspective without considering mine, I will report this to the police and seek legal counsel to obtain a psychological evaluation. I'm not trying to issue a warning, but I'm telling you the truth. And don't think that Ralph will come to your aid if you continue to be stubborn about this. Mom, I'm not trying to cause conflict or make empty threats. I genuinely want you to understand the seriousness of this situation. By involving the authorities, I hope to bring clarity and resolution to our dispute. Ralph and I deserve to have our rights protected, and we won't back down if it means ensuring our well-being and happiness.
Theodora, I cannot agree with your approach. I believe in my rights as a mother, and I have my reasons for my actions. I have taken care of Ralph and supported him throughout his life, and I expect him to show gratitude and loyalty to me. I don't believe he would abandon me in this matter.
Mom, I understand that you've played an important role in Ralph's life, but that doesn't give you the right to infringe upon our rights and create an unjust situation. We want to resolve this peacefully and amicably, but we also need to protect ourselves. We've tried to reason with you, but if you continue to be uncompromising, we will have no choice but to take legal action.
Mom, it saddens me that it has come to this. I had hoped for a peaceful resolution, but it seems that we are at an impasse. I will proceed with the necessary steps to protect our rights and seek the justice we deserve. The house will belong to me. It is my right.
I decided to call the police and contact the smuggler that same night. Everything was not unexpected in the early morning. My mother-in-law contacted me because the police came to work and received an email from my lawyer.
Theodora, I received your message, and I can't believe you called the police to intervene. How dare you take such drastic measures?
Mom, I had no choice but to involve the police. You left Ralph and me with no home to return to. We had to stay in a hotel, and we had nothing with us because you threw away all our belongings.
How dare you accuse me of such things? I did what I believed was necessary. Ralph needs to understand his responsibilities towards me, and this was the only way I saw fit to get his attention.
Mom, you can't justify your actions by saying it was necessary. We have a right to our own home and personal belongings. You can't just take them away and leave us with nothing. It's unfair and unacceptable.
Theodora, you don't understand the sacrifices I've made for Ralph. I raised him, cared for him, and now I need him to acknowledge that. The house belongs to me, and I have the right to do as I please with it.
Mom, I respect the role you played in Ralph's life, but that doesn't give you the right to treat us this way. We have our own lives to live, and you can't force your expectations upon us. Taking away our home and belongings is not the solution.
I did what I thought was necessary to make Ralph understand his responsibilities towards me. If he can't appreciate and support me, then he doesn't deserve the house or the belongings. I have the right to assert my position as his mother.
Mom, it's not about deserving or not deserving. It's about respecting our rights as individuals. We deserve a home and the basic necessities to live our lives. Your actions are unjustifiable, and I had no choice but to involve the authorities to protect our rights. Mom, the truth is, you don't really love Ralph. It's just your excessive possessiveness. You want to take over this house because you have a selfish desire to possess it.
That's completely false. How dare you make such accusations? I love Ralph, and I only want what's best for him. You're just using words to deceive him, and I will make sure he sees your true colors.
Mom, it's not about deceiving anyone. I genuinely care for Ralph, and I want him to be happy. Your actions show that you prioritize your own desires over his well-being. You're willing to manipulate the situation to get what you want.
How dare you question my love for my own son? I have raised him and cared for him all these years. I have his best interests at heart, unlike you. I will make sure he sees your true intentions.
Mom, love is not about control or possession. It's about supporting and respecting each other's happiness. Your excessive need to control Ralph's life and take over our home is not an act of love. It's driven by your own selfish desires.
You think you know what love is? I've done everything for Ralph, and I deserve to be rewarded for it. I will make sure he realizes the truth about you and your deceitful nature.
Mom, I have no intention of deceiving Ralph. I have always been honest and sincere with him. It's important to prioritize trust and understanding in a relationship, rather than resorting to accusations and manipulation.
I will not stand for your disrespect any longer. I will make sure Ralph sees the truth and understands your true intentions. You will not get away with trying to ruin our family.
Mom, I never wanted to ruin our family. I wanted us to find a peaceful resolution where everyone's rights and happiness are respected. It's unfortunate that we have reached this point, but I hope we can find a way to resolve this without further damage to our relationship.
I don't want to hear any more of your lies. You will regret the day you crossed me. I will fight to protect what is rightfully mine.
Mom, I hope someday you can see beyond your own desires and truly understand the importance of love, respect, and compromise within a family. Our happiness shouldn't come at the expense of others.
After this conversation, I stopped this argument with my mother-in-law so that the police could reconcile things. I was informed by the police that I would take her to a nursing home in the city, which gave Ralph and me peace of mind. Everything stopped. We decided to visit the mother-in-law on the nearest occasion after she calmed down.